So yeah, that's what happened. Whoa. That sounded bigger than it was. What is up, everybody? Thank you for choosing the video. Today I am back out to get a fire going with some new gear and basically talk about what happened yesterday, because I went out, you know what, we'll get into it in a little bit. I'm gonna get a fire going, I'm gonna get coffee going, and then we'll talk about what happened yesterday. Let's get to work. It's really funny, in the past like minute and a half, I'd say, I've had 6 people walk by. It all of a sudden got super busy. Anyways, we're all set up. I'm liking this chair so much, honestly. It's like an extra hand to help you get a fire going. So today we are checking out, in case you don't know, I mean, a lot of you probably do, but in case you don't know, this is basically a chunk of magnesium steel. A lot of these come with a ferro rod attached, but like you could find those at the dollar store. What I found is, though, the actual ferro rod tends to burn out pretty quickly. So I think what I'm going to do, my plan right now, is to see if I can get a fire going just with the shavings. We'll get into that in a second, but that's kind of what I'd like to see right now, is if I can just get some shavings going and see how long they burn for, to see if I can get a fire going, and if you don't need anything else to sort of help it. So we'll get into it. Basically all we're going to do is, as if you were using a ferro rod, you're going to shave some of the steel off. So I got a nice dry leaf here that I figure I'll hold it on. So yeah, let's get you out of the way. There. So we're going to shave a bunch off. That seems like quite a bit. Here, I'll give you a closer look so you can see here. So we got a nice little blob of steel. Correct me, by the way, if it's not steel. I mean, I'm assuming it is, but if it isn't, let me know. All right, let's get into this fire. Whew. Okay, moment of truth. I'm kind of excited to see if I can start a fire strictly with just the steel and not need something to help it. So let's see what we got here. Oh, we got to flip her around. Let's see what we got. There we go, we're burning. Wow, yeah. So just as I thought, it burns very quickly, very quickly. So we're gonna need something to help it out. I think I'll go with birch bark on the bottom so it burns a little bit longer. So let's do that. Round 2. Did I mention it's hot out? It's like 35 degrees right now, which to my American viewers is this much. Okay, round 2. We got birch bark, we got magnesium shavings on top. Let's hope that burns a little bit faster, or a little bit slower, sorry, than the leaf. That burned very quickly. Ooh, I almost knocked my water over. Ooh. All right, here we go. Hopefully this burns a little bit slower. Here we go. Oh, that is just beautiful. Well, birch bark definitely helps. Nice. Look at that. Oh, wow, I put my knife on the ground. Okay, coffee's done, fire is out. It is way too hot to be having a fire right now. But I didn't want to use my twig stove, or twig stove. I didn't want to use my propane stove because I wanted to try the magnesium. And I gotta say, like, this is an awesome little tool to have in your fire kit. You know, if your lighter dies out or your matches get wet, something like that, you know, this is always a good sort of extra fire kit tool to have. And I'm glad I have it, I'm not gonna lie, you never know. So, let's get into what happened yesterday. Oy, 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 oy. Okay. So yesterday I traveled about an hour and a half on bus. Actually, the sun might be messing you up. No, we're good. So yesterday I traveled about an hour and a half on bus to a patch of woods that I haven't been to in a very long time. Welcome to paradise. I was so excited to be there. I was so happy, and I was ready to find a spot to build a bushcraft camp. Like I said in the video, I'll be showing clips. So like I said in the video, right now I am standing in my old camp that I built years ago. You see the fire pit still here, but a lot has changed in this patch of woods since I was last here. So this spot is all right, let's say it's half decent, but from where I hiked in, there's actually a new trail that wasn't here before. So basically the plan was we were too close to a trail at my old camp, and so I was gonna veer into the bush and kind of just find a new spot. And the first problem that I had was I was planning on the river being there so that I could collect water to put out a fire. So the first problem that I had was that river was absolutely bone dry. In fact, I had to hike quite a ways to find a little puddle so I could collect water to put the fire out. I also didn't bring enough water to drink too, so I had been dang near halfway through my Nalgene and had river water that I would have had to boil. But that was the first straw. The second one was finding a spot that wasn't around trails. I had found a lot of trails that weren't there the last time I was building my camp. There were no trails. In fact, people barely visited the place. And so the hike that I took was about 2 hours or so looking around trying to find a decent spot away from trails. And I started to kind of lose hope. I got way out further than I wanted to be. And then when I came back, I just, went back to the river and then went back to where I was previously. And like I said, I was beginning to lose hope. And then while I was bushwhacking, I stumbled across this spot that I thought was absolutely perfect. I hadn't seen a trail in a while. I was bushwhacking through. It was nice and flat. It was beautiful. I cleared out a spot. I got a little tiny fire pit going. I got a fire going, made up a coffee, and I was ready. I was pretty excited and happy with the spot. I was kind of feeling it out, and it felt really good. Now, the funny thing is, in this shot right here that I had taken, the camera, I had no idea that the camera was about 20 feet from a trail. And so I had finished up the video, basically got it all, like I was done. I had my coffee, fire's done. I found a spot. I was really happy. I ended the video, packed up everything, and I started to bushwhack the direction that I thought that I started to bushwhack the direction to get out, and I stumbled across a trail. And in the beginning of the video, I found a trail, and I was like, oh, like I said, this wasn't here before. And then at the end, when I was leaving, I was like, I wonder if this trail connects to the other one and it kind of takes you out of here. And it did. So I was pretty bummed out at that point, hiking out of the bush. I knew that I'm not going to be able to build there because I am literally 20-30 feet from a trail. So if anybody hikes through that patch of forest, they're going to be hiking literally right past the camp that I was building. So I'm not going to lie, I was pretty bummed out yesterday. I'm sure many of you may have seen a short that I posted about not, it kind of falling through. I apologize for that. I deleted it. I was a little angry, a little upset about what had happened. And to be honest, it was 6 hours of the whole day, basically getting out there, hiking, setting up shop, and getting back was about a 6-hour trek. And I just felt like it was kind of a waste of time. But now I look back at it, it definitely wasn't because I got footage. I think I just got a little stressed out because it was so far away and it was like a day trip. And so it was like time crunch basically. And I also had no idea that I had been hiking for about an hour and a half. So that stressed me like right out. But looking back, it wasn't a waste of time. I got some tree time and I got some footage, and it allowed me to make this video. So yeah, that's what happened. Whoa. That sounded bigger than it was. That's what happened yesterday. Kind of an interesting day. Well, all right, everybody. Quick little fire, quick little coffee, quick little story. I gotta say, if you're looking to kind of add to your fire kit, definitely grab a magnesium, whether it be a magnesium ferro rod, which again has it connected, or just the block like I have. Definitely throw it in your fire kit because it'll help out if you need, you're in a pinch. But I'm gonna get on out of here. So I'd like to thank you for watching. I do sincerely appreciate it. Thank you to everybody who watches and subscribes. If you're not subscribed, pretty please hit that subscribe button. Help me get to 500. We're getting close. And yeah, we'll see you on the next one. Cheers. Oh, I love coffee. So good.